What's going on? It's the LTDPOD episode 101, season 2, episode 1. What's going on, Pastor Ricky? How you living? How you feeling?
Blessed, man. Highly favored, man. Happy to be here, y'all boys, with y'all boys here on a beautiful Saturday morning. Sun's shining, it's beautiful. Birds are chirping, like Jeezy said. Everything's going well for me, and hopefully same for everybody else here.
New Elvis Murray!
Yo.
What's going on?
Just chilling, bro. Just chilling, man. Enjoying the day, man. Enjoying this weather in lovely South Florida.
South Florida, that's right. Palm beaches. We got a legendary guest himself. What's going on, bro? How you living? How you feeling?
I'm living the same way everybody else just said just now.
All right.
Times 3.
We're going to do it a little different. Usually we introduce the guest. I want you to introduce yourself. What's your background? And, we'll get right into it.
CourtesyTheBeast. I am a author, actor, rapper, and then some.
Yeah.
And
that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Talk to him. All right, Courtesy, we happy to have you here. What's your thoughts on marriage? Yeah, I'm jumping right into it. Yeah, I ain't playing no games with it. What's your thoughts on marriage?
My thoughts on marriage is, go in detail of what you mean, because that's a broad statement right there.
All right, so I wanted to catch you off guard on purpose. So there was
I like that. Ain't nobody ever caught me off guard on purpose.
I like that. So there was, some news that came out. A championship basketball player by the name of Iman Shumpert and a childhood star in Tiana Taylor. They parted ways. And social media is kind of in an uproar of how they split things. And I just wanted to know your thoughts on, well, first of all, before I even say that, we do have to mention that Iman Shumpert did get a prenup.
Yes.
And a prenuptial agreement.
Yes.
It was to say, brother, don't cheat. He cheated. Right? We can't lose sight of that. So it was not so favorable for him. A lot of things were taken from him. Not taken from him, but split. So that's why I asked, what's your thoughts on marriage? Like, how do you feel about that whole situation, and how you feel about marriage in general?
As far as I ain't really keeping up with them two, keep it real with you, I don't really care for them. But I am seeing what's happening. I think they handling it childishly by putting it on the internet. Stuff like this is like, what do you benefit by telling us what y'all going through? Instead, the only thing that y'all probably gonna see as in the result of that is a whole bunch of people giving their opinions, but that's it. So my perspective on that is keep it off the internet. Like we well aware of what's going on with them. We know that he cheated, and I know you kind of you feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You feeling it, but keep it off the internet. So that's how I feel with them. But as far as marriage, I think it's a beautiful thing to be married. Like, especially in this generation right now, marriage is not, like I just said recently on a video, I said marriage is dumb in the culture of city girls, in the culture of city boys, in the culture of infidelity. It don't make sense. Right? So you won't see the beauty of marriage in this generation. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a beautiful thing when two come together, when two are joined together to manifest great things.
Right.
Love is like 5% of marriage. The rest of it is like working hard, respect,
Cooking right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my views on marriage. It's like,
I thought you were saying cooking was like an attribute. That's
what I thought too. I was gonna be like, I'm definitely gonna get to that. But first,
that's like 3% though. If love is 5, cooking's 3. Like, hey, if you can make me a quesadilla at 1 in the morning, it's 5. All right, we might can do something.
I agree.
Yeah, I was just saying cooking. Like I agree with.
Absolutely.
I agree with your statement.
Nah, when it comes to marriage, I personally think that, like you said, in this generation, it's just scary.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I feel like it's scary, like as a man specifically, and as a woman, forget about it. Like if you have something going on for yourself, whoever you are taking on, like somebody's dating down basically, or that's the way it seems. Nobody feels like they are going to find their equal. Everybody is trying to date up, and if you are the person up, then you're going to feel like you're dating down. Welcome back to the LTD podcast. We had some technical difficulties, but we got those cleared up.
That's why I'm here. You know, I'm in the background. Yeah.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Do-Rag Martin. Anyways, no, we were speaking to marriage, and I just wanted to say my little small snippet on that was I do feel like in this generation it is scary dating someone and actually trying to be in a committed relationship even before marriage, just because everybody feels like, you know, there is a better option out there. They feel like either they're dating up or they feel like they're dating down.
Social media.
You know, social media has everybody having different concepts of what marriage is, you know, praying for a Russell Wilson. You don't want a nice man, you want a millionaire. You know, so things like that. But that was just my little 2 cents on that. I think that there's a lot of fear to be had by both parties, you know, but it's all in vain. None of it's really based in actually trying to manifest a real future with somebody and, you know, build a family and, you know, build roots. It's not really about that. You want to have a child by a rich nigga, you know, in most cases. I'm sorry, I sound misogynistic, but that's what it comes down to a lot of times.
That's the truth.
I feel that's when you gotta kind of disassemble from social media.
Correct.
And like look in the outward world and be like, dang, like it is a life outside of this type thing.
Yeah, bro. I'm the same way, bro. A lot of people don't know how to touch grass, bro. A lot of people, life is on this cellular device, and that's it. You get their persona from it, they get their conversations from it, and without that, you realize like, you're like everybody else, bro. Like, what organic experience are you actually giving me? You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's just, yeah, bro. Social media's great, but you know, definitely got a lot of cons.
Social media to me is a tool.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like to make connections. Like we hear from social media, right? I mean, it's cool to be on social media for you know, to have fun and joke for a limited time, but it's like when it becomes your lifestyle, then I think that's when it becomes like a problem. Now it's like, all right, so your standards, your boundaries is strictly made from social media. You know what I mean? And I think that's what the problem becomes.
Yeah.
So you said something interesting. You said that you're an author. Can you speak a little bit to your book writing process as opposed to your songwriting process?
Are you saying, are they like the same?
Like, what are your processes? Like, is your mind state completely different? I know for me, I produce and I rap. Sometimes when I produce, I'm in a whole nother space than from when I'm rapping.
Okay.
Or if I'm doing both, I'm in a whole different space than both. So how's your process with actually, you know, coming up with a book and the process with that as opposed to coming up with let's just not say a song, let's say a project, because a book is similar to a project in a sense.
Two different modes.
Exactly.
When I'm writing, I got the beat next to me.
Right.
So when you in the writing process, you got to listen to the beat too.
You feel like you in the confines of the beat.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
So like and as an author, there's no beat, so you got
Free space.
You got a lot of space to sit there and think. With a beat in mind, you kind of own a tempo.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like you not just coming up with lyrics, you also got to follow the tempo of the beat. You got to flow. Like that's a whole new level of energy that you got to do.
Absolutely.
Versus writing a book, you got nothing to flow to. There's no tempo. You could take your time and come up with whatever thoughts you want to come out with.
Absolutely. Okay, makes sense.
So that. I guess that's somewhat similar because you still like sitting down thinking about your next line or whatever like that. So I think it's the same.
Which one is easier for you?
Music. Yeah, because I was making music way before I even thought about being an author. So making music is like second nature now, type thing.
Right.
So yeah.
When would you say that you started to do music?
Take it serious or actually like the first time I hit a pen and pad?
Yeah.
8?
Okay.
8, 9?
Okay. So growing up around that time, what influenced you to? Was it the artists you were listening to? Was it the people around you? Or
I knew you was gonna say that. No, nobody influenced me to pick up a pencil.
Okay.
You know, I got people that I listen to, like I like Eminem, T.I., but they didn't inspire me to pick up a pencil. I just picked up a pencil
and it just started flowing.
Started flowing, yeah. Like artists have people that they grew up listening to that inspired them. Nobody inspired me to rhyme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They gave me tools on how to like rock, like flow similar like cadence and flows and rhythm. But as far as me looking at Eminem growing up and like, I want to be just like Eminem. Or I want to be like T.I. I want to be like Ludacris. Nah, I never had those.
Okay.
Never had those.
Okay.
No, that's fire though. I saw Rilla get a little tense when you mentioned Eminem. Welcome back to the LTD podcast. We had another technical issue. However, Martin has fixed it because he's the one who messed it up. Moving on.
You hear him in the
No,
background?
I'm just messing. He got it together. He got it together, man. He got it together. I think Elvis was asking some questions to our guest, and he wanted to delve back into the social media thing, just really briefly. Yeah. I know that's kind of a beat topic, but I felt like something's on your spirit today, brother.
Yeah,
Talk about it, bro. Talk about it.
The whole social media thing, I believe. All right, so what you were saying was a lot of relationships don't work out, and because of the illusion of options. Let me tell you, there may be people in your DMs or people that follow you that may like your stuff. They may want to, I'm just saying, they may want to sleep with you, but they don't care about you. Yeah. So for somebody to actually care about you, care about your spirit, your mind, your mental and all that, versus somebody who just wants to have fun with you, those are two different things. So never confuse that.
Facts.
Also too, once you start using social media antics or brain matter into real life, it doesn't pan out. It really doesn't pan out. And I believe, like Rilla was saying, we need to touch grass.
Yes.
Because there's no reason why social media topics should be at our dinner table, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, what is your favorite color? I don't care what so-and-so favorite color is. What is your favorite color? What is your middle name? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? What is your hopes? What is your dreams?
Right.
Where's your connection to the higher power? Where's, like, what's going on with you? I don't, you know what I mean? So it's just, that was just on my spirit, man. I got it off.
No, I agree with you 100%. 100%. Like, let's talk about us. I don't want to hear what Lil Durk thinks about this and that. Like, I don't care about that. I don't follow them enough to even care. Like, what do you think? Like, what's your opinion on that? I don't want to hear what Megan Good thinks about this. What do you think?
Exactly.
Have your own mindset. So I rock with that.
Even to double down on that, even when you're getting to know somebody, I find it better to learn from their life experiences. Like, tell me what you done been through and what you done gone through versus just telling me who you are. Oh, you know, I'm this way and I'm that way. Like, that's cool and all, but like, you can tell me anything. Like, how you got to this point, you feel me? Like, I want to know, because for me, that's how I let someone in. Like, I'll give you my life experiences so you know if you see a trait or you see me react a certain way, you know where this came from. You don't ever have to be like, I don't know why he like, you know exactly why I'm like that, baby girl. Or my boy, whoever I'm talking to, everybody kind of, if you know me, you know enough to know, like, you know, Lil Rough around the edges, very good person, very calm, cool, collected, but you get to learn that yourself. You don't have to learn that from me telling you that sentence. So I think that that's something a lot of people get away from, and they want to tell you who they are so bad. Just show me, and it'll be smooth. You don't have to lie. Your energy won't lie to me. Your mouth will, but your actions won't. You know, so that would be my, just to double down on what you said as far as how relationships and social media kind of make the pool muddy and things of that nature.
Exactly. And also advice from relationship advice from people who aren't in relationships.
Talk. That always been a pet peeve for me. Like, I always hated that. It's relationships on social media, to me, is an illusion. Like, I get there's couples that have relationships, but then you got relationship, like Instagram relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's a big difference. When it's always the people that tell the most almost perfect relationship advice are the ones that aren't in relationships. And then now, like, being as how it's such a sensitive and trendy topic now, we got relationship gurus coming out the blue, talking about this and that, and it's like, but you ain't, like Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels gave almost, I rock with Kevin Samuels. Like, don't attack me, you feel me? But I rock with Kevin Samuels, but he gave marriage advice, but he was not married.
He was married, to my understanding.
No, I'm saying, like, during that time,
like actively.
So I also have a pet peeve about that. Like, when you come to me about well, this is what that guru said. I'm like, I'm already not listening to what she's saying.
Right.
Yeah, it's over with for you at that point.
Yeah,
I know
goes
you
back
get
to
your
the
whole persona from there, and that's just an immediate turn off for me right now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's a huge turn off.
Yeah, it's
Facts,
immediate.
facts. Like
immediate.
if it's my first, I might have to cut you off.
No,
Like,
you
if it's
good.
like if my first time meeting you and you saying, yeah, I want a man who's in his masculine so I can be in my feminine.
Yeah, move around. Yeah, move around.
Like, what you mean by, like, you want me to beat somebody up if they look at you, or like, how masculine do you want this to get? Like, eventually it's going to be toxic masculinity. So it was that, and then now you want me to. You don't know what you want, baby girl.
It's
you
just
want
keywords.
a millionaire.
Right.
That's all you want, baby. Because if I had $1 million, you would do
wouldn't
whatever.
care.
Yeah, sit down and shut up.
Yep.
It wouldn't be nothing to talk about, baby. So that I don't be trying to hear that for real. They just be chatting just to chat, man.
No, they just use buzzwords to get the conversation going, and then you realize that they really don't got no substance of them, and then you really have to do that. Yeah, you really ain't got nothing to talk about. You move around. Sorry.
Disqualified yourself. Disqualified yourself for real.
Oh, in a real way.
Shout out Aaron the Plum.
In a real
way though.
I hate dude, but
Nah, I respect
give credit where credit's due.
He don't
man.
duck no fades.
He said, "Hey, I see this little motion. I'm gonna hit the gas."
Yeah,
I
nah,
said,
he
"You
turned
know
up,
what?
he turned
Do your
up.
thing." As much as I hate, I don't know how old he is, but trying to fight everybody all the time at whatever age, just
Nah.
chill out. G. You tripping? You tripping?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
That's
do
a
that.
terrible image. Outside of that, though, the man is pure comedy
Yeah,
gold,
he's
man.
mad.
That has nothing to do with nothing we supposed to be talking about today. But nah, the dude funny. He built funny. He say funny things. Hey, that man funny as heck for real, bro. He funny like Lil Woody. Like they both real slow.
I think they did a 20v1.
They did. That's what made them say their names together. I did not watch it. I just saw a clip when I was scrolling at like 4 a.m. But yeah, no. They're comedy gold.
I mean, as far as 20v1s, I don't watch that stuff.
Nah,
I don't watch that
not
stuff.
really.
Nah, I see clips.
Yeah,
like
clips.
what's
Same.
that? What's that show? It's
The balloon pops?
yeah, the pop the balloon thing.
Yeah,
I used
yeah.
to watch that with me and my queen. I used to watch that, but then it's like it make no sense to watching that because it's like you looking for love. I know it's a dating show, but it's really a game show. So it's like you looking
be
for.
honest.
I didn't like his shoes.
I didn't like his shoes. You 30.
Your shirt wrinkled.
You 39, almost pushing 40,
Right.
and you saying I don't like the way he dressed, so I don't like the way she dressed. And it's like you looking for love. Like you can always change a person clothes.
Right.
So I always thought that was like
I can't get to know you in front of all these people in this short amount of time.
No.
No.
It's just not gonna work.
We
doesn't
really
make
tap
sense.
into each other. We this is a short form flavor of love. Like that's all it is.
and then the YouTuber, I forgot what's her name, Ariel or something like that, the host.
Yeah.
She brings the people back who had matches, and if you listen, they don't end up being relationships after. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so I get y'all matching them, but they not staying together. So it make you think it's like, okay,
This is content.
It's content.
That's
yeah.
all it is.
So
It's content. They just found a money glitch because people love to see rejection. So
Oh, you cooking right now.
people love to see rejection. People love negativity, and it's like
Car crash. People love to see a crash.
and that's what it is, bro. Dog, I saw it made me laugh last night. I'm watching a clip of it, and Shorty she disqualified dude. He had on some jeans. They might have had like some sparkles on them or something like that. She said, "You just a little too flashy for me. I don't really care for the jeans. I don't really care for this."
I know what you're talking about.
Wait, you talking about Buddy? He came in with like a whole bunch of chains. He got like
Exactly.
tattoos everywhere.
Yeah,
Oh no,
that's different.
Because they exposed him.
No, that's different.
That's
one.
funny. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about though. But nah, so
He was a modest dude.
yeah, this dude was he had on one chain, one watch, one bracelet, but he said I have on a 1.2. Well, so after she already turned down dude with the shiny pants, she told him he was too flashy. The man she tried to match with had it on a big shiny watch, a big chunky chain, and a big chunky bracelet, and that was the gentleman she decided to match with versus the man who had on jeans that were too flashy. So at the end, dude was like, honestly, she told my boy he was too flashy. I got on a $1.2 million watch, $400,000 chain, baby. I'm probably not your type. And that goes to show, like, for one, they gonna get on there and lie and go for what they would have went for it regardless.
That's a fact.
It don't matter what I got to say. You see bro with this big chain, I could have just went home. Like, I didn't have to be here for this. You don't have to embarrass me, shawty. You don't have to tell me that my jeans weak, because they not. They kind of fresh. You kind of like them.
But that's why I don't like the pop balloon show, because it's like you know what you going for once you go up there. You in the front of billions of people. You gonna get embarrassed. You gonna get. It's like you asking for it. So
Exactly.
And then the host is no better. She an instigator. So why not? Why you don't like him or why you don't like her?
Yeah, the way that they dig, it's so greasy. And then
They need to put her in the lineup, bro. I want to.
You cooking? Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I've learned that like even across all platforms, they are trying to manufacture that negative energy between people so that they can get those moments, because those moments do go hella viral. Like,
Absolutely.
dude spaz on a chick, tell her everything wrong about her, 1 million views, quick. So I mean, it's hard to argue when views are currency. So like, I don't want to be like, don't make your money, boo, but also like, man, I look ghetto on us, bro. And it'd be a lot of black people, bro. That's what really frustrates me, bro. It'd be a lot of us, bro. It'd be a whole lot of us.
That's a fact.
It's a lot of us, bro. I don't see no white pop the balloon show.
No,
Like they not going outside like that, bro. And that's what made me so frustrated with it to an extent, because it's like, we only 13% of the country. How is we on all the shows? This don't make no sense, bro. Like, it ain't adding up for me. So I don't get down with those shows too much, but the clip is funny and I'm gonna watch it. I'm still human. I can't get away from what's
it's entertaining. Yeah,
like,
it's entertaining.
But just for, it's a lot of stuff like that where it's like, black people shouldn't do that, but it is what it is though.
To me, it's a minority thing, because if you know it, it's like it's a lot of pop the balloon shows with. So like you just said, I don't see any Caucasians on these type of shows. It's always minorities, blacks, Asians, Hispanics. It's always us. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what they doing? They at home. They chilling with they in a long marriage with they dog and they 2 kids, and meanwhile we pushing this men versus women thing. They was never on that. They was never when it started.
Make me get in my bag.
Real quick though.
Talk about it. They was never on that stuff. Never.
So Pete, right? So because white women is included in the DEI as well. So once they got their rocks off and got what they needed, they was done with everything that had to do with the what was it, the feminist movement and all that.
Oh yes.
They left the black women in the dust alone.
Yep.
Once they got what they needed out of that, they was like, actually, Paul at home, he does construction for 12 hours. I'm going home to him. I'm going home. I'm gonna do the dishes. And I'm gonna cook too. I'm gonna cook. Even if it ain't no salt on this chicken, I'm gonna cook it though. He's gonna eat it every single day. You know why? Because I understand my role around this motherfucker. And not to say that black women don't understand their role. We are protecting black women. We love our
They're
kids.
groomed and raised to be wives, though.
Correct. And then also, with the disenfranchisement, this just goes back to thousands.
That's why I was
feel
gonna
me?
get in my bag.
So it is, our family structure was
a
rocked.
point for that.
Our family structure was rocked for a long time. And then because I get a little frustrated when people are like, oh, well, you weren't a slave. 100%. I was never a slave. I never knew what it felt like to be a slave, However, I have gone through things in life that let me know that I did have less favor than counterparts in this world. I am an American just like the white man over there. Shouldn't have to put black on any type of application for anything. I'm an American.
Absolutely.
I shouldn't have to that shouldn't matter. Why does it matter? You feel me? So there are several things that happened in the past leading up to where we are today, where it's like, I can't complain because they were slaves and I wasn't a slave, and I can't complain because they had to go through the boycotts, they had to do all the walking, and I got to go to school. However, I still did go through things as well, just being a black man in America. It wasn't just all easy. So knowing that they had to go through so much just for me to be regular and to still be looked down upon, to still have things that I can't access, and for them to still be high in the little shady shit that they doing. They just try to take Jackie Robinson out the they just try to
Beautiful point.
they just try to take Jackie Robinson for no reason. For no reason. It didn't mean it means something, but they didn't gain.
Definitely a reason.
Yeah.
It was for a reason, but it didn't, like, for one, most people didn't even know about that website. Most people ain't even going there. They're not going to look at this information at all. But I was just made aware that Jackie Robinson was in World War II, the military. I didn't know.
I didn't know either.
I only knew about the baseball stuff. I didn't know that he was in the military. So that was actually something I learned because of what they did. So it actually brought awareness, which I feel like was the opposite, goal. But I just personally think that with the disenfranchisement, all the things that people have gone through, it's a slippery slope when you say like our morals and values are shaky, because it's not. It was manufactured to be that way.
Yeah, so that was a fire point. I don't know if y'all remember back in this was like I think it was like when slavery was basically over, right? They had this law saying that couldn't no man be in the house and it was only strictly black folks. Couldn't no man be in the house. If a woman wanted to qualify for all of these type of programs and stuff, the man couldn't be present in the house. And if she
and stuff like
for
that.
stuff like that, yeah, back then, and it's still the same today. It's like all of these it's like they always been promoting this independent woman thing, even back then. So we all know that plays a part in today, because now women today is like, I don't need no man, or I'm this or I'm that, like I don't need you type thing. And we trying to figure out like, where did this come from? That they've been doing that back like way back when. You know what I'm saying? They've been like, the government been providing all of these programs for single women, right? And if a man comes and basically is the house, the man in the house, they be like, you can't qualify. Even the regardless of your money, you cannot qualify because the man is taking care of you type thing.
I don't want to cut you off. I just want to inform the viewers that what he's talking about is the Dred Scott versus Stanford state.
Yes.
It was done in 1857. Basically, that slaves had no right to sue in federal court. But go ahead and continue.
No, exactly. I just couldn't. I couldn't name the name of it.
Yeah,
but
I just wanted to fact check.
Yeah, so like that is basically what we seeing today type thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's like, you know, it's only minorities doing this. There's no, like we said, white folks, the white women, like he said, they are at home.
Right.
The Jewish women, they are at home. The rest is they are at home.
Yes.
It's only the minorities out there with that city girl stuff. It's only minorities doing that. Really, majority of minorities is doing that.
And the rich white girls. I don't know why. I don't know how they got there. But the rich white girls, they are also doing the ghetto things. I don't know. I just got here. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. But nah, for whatever reason, Alabama and Bad Baby. I know we're not talking about Bad
Crazy.
Baby. But nah, they are both rich, doing very ghetto things, very strange.
I think that's different. I think they just
all different things.
What you call it?
Maybe
Followers.
Maybe
Appropriating.
They appropriating the culture. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or culture vulture, like whatever. Like
That's right.
1000%. To speak more on what you gentlemen are saying, it's population control.
yes, it
In a
is.
sense, you have to think. I'm going back, bouncing off of what you said with Dred Scott versus Stanford. We were considered 3/5 of a man.
Right.
For people want to look at it as surface level, but at a particular point in time, slaves outnumbered the white man, and we didn't know that because we're only 60% or so. Y'all tell us. All right, cool. So y'all abolished slavery. All right, bet we're gonna go through the Great Depression. All right, that's done. All right, bet civil rights movement. All right, bet now we're gonna flood y'all city with crack. Now we're gonna take the black man out. The education? Oh no, we're gonna take y'all can't be certified plumbers by the time y'all get out of high
Don't
school.
forget the
What you
liquor.
talking about?
Don't forget the liquors because
At
that's
every
only
place.
in every
Fast
hood.
foods.
Yep.
It's
In every
population
hood.
control.
Right before
Yep.
crack. Right before crack was the Black Panther movement. Right after civil rights, it was the Black Panther movement. And
Yep.
through that movement, I believe it was the late 60s, 70s. That's when all the heroin and all that thing became flooded, and then crack, and then, you know what I mean?
And then Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
Let's talk about it. We here now. It's population control. That's why we're not groomed to be a family as it pertains to
family
other
structure.
people.
The family structure. All these single parent households. You know, I've heard the term marry before you carry, but
That's not happening at all.
No.
by far.
Hey, talk your talk, bro. Talk it, bro.
It's not even fathomable. That word, I'm
Fathomable.
Yeah, that hard though. Exactly. Type shit for real.
You feel me? Because it's like, you know, first of all, we're bred in a hypersexual culture.
Oh yes.
Talk about it.
Yes.
You know, people are having sex at a younger 13, 14, like sometimes even earlier than that. Then on top of that, we have our phones in our hands. We're the guinea pigs to this access. I remember, I'm gonna keep it straight funky. Back in the day, you probably had to get a cassette or a VCR with a VHS tape to see certain images, or a magazine. We can just go on our phone.
30 seconds.
30 seconds, you feel me? So it's just a bunch of
I mean, the world sucks for real. I mean, is that what we getting at? Yeah, it ain't really all the way wrong. We here though. We surviving. Everybody prospering, but it ain't all the way good all the time. You know, like. But however,
Go ahead.
the Feds did a sweep. I was definitely.
We here now.
Who's headed to that?
We here now. The Feds did a sweep. They have went and they went and took down all of the no jumper Crips. All of those people just went to prison, or not prison, but they probably are.
I didn't hear about that.
So
I didn't hear about
Enlighten, bro.
So
Tell me
Big
what's
U,
up.
Brick Baby, and Loose Cannon are all Crips from California who go on the No Jumper podcast regularly. Talk about current events. Kind of.
You're familiar with No Jumper, right? Adam 22 and them.
Yeah. I don't like the podcast, but I rock with it. Because to me, all of those men in there, they act too much like females. Like they only argue with females.
Oh, that's Sharp really to get under your skin.
Oh, I can't
him
stand
either.
him, bro.
I don't like Sharp either. It rubbed me the wrong way to raise your voice with a woman anyway.
And then you lose.
But he's a pimp, so I guess like in his profession. It's funny I call it a profession. In his profession, though,
to some it is.
Hey, a job is a job.
Yeah,
hey.
I was just gonna say, it's like, bro, make your money, bro.
Get your
Do
money.
what you can.
You cannot judge the hustler for their
No,
hustle.
you cannot. Unless you're gonna put food on their table, I don't want to hear it, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear
But
it.
no, so I never liked him. I don't like that he argues with women. But the No Jumper Crips, they were all arrested for multiple conspiracies, conspiracy to murder,
Human trafficking.
human
Kidnapping.
trafficking.
Wow.
Yep, Big U be telling people to come check in with him and getting them robbed and extorted.
Yep.
Be finessing the athletes and
Draymond Green, Shaq.
Listen,
Wow.
listen, man.
It gets deep.
Yeah, and all in all, I think
Don't
that
crash yet. Wait. Keep the car running. Relax.
because the Feds also they did another sweep.
They got Mr. Yellow
That's
Beezy.
on me, baby. Yeah, Yellow Beezy.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yellow Beezy, Trap Boy Freddy on the run.
I heard about that.
I personally think that this is like the next. Like I feel like
This is
they
a
set
shift
all
in the
this up
genre.
like the same way that we were talking about how
Systematic.
Like they let all of these street dudes get all this money. The
Run
same thing
rampant.
they did with the crack era.
Yep.
They let all those street dudes get all that money and then took down entire neighborhoods. Just
Wow.
I know he really putting his paper out here. I know he really putting his paper out here. Same thing's happening with these rich rappers. They are literally building these empires where they feed families off of this person's words, locking down. They taking all the big black people from the hood down in the entire organizations with them. Whether there's 80% of good going on around here and 20% bad, nope, we want it all. Everything. It's all done. So when you take out a Dirk who, I mean, he did, like I said, he ordered a murder on a credit card. That's on you, gang. Like,
Allegedly. He hasn't been found guilty or innocent.
He has not. And I'm pretty sure other dude is going to try to take the charge, and I don't think the Fed's going for that.
You're right.
Yeah, but overall though, I was just speaking to the Feds doing the sweep. I just wanted to talk about how this is another branch of that systematic issue that we've seen in history, where they'll allow you to make a certain amount of money, then take you down, ruin everything around you, and things of that nature. So that was all I wanted to speak on to that in regards to.
For me, I just want to ask a question for everybody. Do y'all think it's parallel to the shutting down of Department of Education?
No.
No? Okay.
Pull my coattails.
So Trump signed an executive order basically trying to shut down the Department of Education.
So when you say shut down the Department of Education,
The state is going to have the ability to do whatever they want with education.
But then I would say to narrow it down, like what, as far as the demographic of, you know what I mean? Because when you say tear down, when you say get rid of the, like really tamper with the Department of Education, and it all, I think what plays is what neighborhoods that the schools are in.
That too,
you know
as
what I
well
mean?
as FAFSA, as well as grants.
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
is affected, and who gets the most FAFSA and grants? That's why I'm just pointing it out. I don't know if it's parallel. I could be wrong.
1 + 1 is 2.
But
If it looked like a duck, quack like a duck.
yeah.
So I
It's a
thought
duck.
you were saying like in a matter of importance.
Oh,
The DEI.
I'm just speaking about the timing.
Yeah, the
timing
timing,
of
though,
it
like-
is yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Feds doing their business on their side. Donald Trump trying to do his business on his side. I mean, hey, listen, this is attack on us. it is what it is.
And like this is I'm gonna bring something new into this.
Okay.
This is what I don't like about black celebrities when it comes to like what's going on in the black community. I do not like when things like this are going on, they don't speak up as much. And and that's why, like, a lot of people praise Charles Barkley, a lot of people praise Shaq, a lot of people praise LeBron, but when it comes to the deterioration of black folks, black communities, they nowhere to be found. To me, because it's like
their own pockets.
But here's the thing: this is what I call them, and whatever happens. Just they are house Negroes.
Cook.
House Negroes.
Cook.
When the Kyrie thing, and this is what I mean. Like Kyrie, when the Kyrie thing was going on, y'all remember when Kyrie posted a picture of some anti-Semitic whatever, and they didn't like that. Kyrie was the only one fighting against that whole machine. None of these black celebrities was standing. They knew it was wrong. They these are the same people that chill with Kyrie. These are the same people that talk with Kyrie. They know his kids. But when that was going on, nowhere was to be found. But once it was finished, now you see all these celebrities coming out of nowhere saying what Kyrie did was right. And that's that's just an example of what's happening now. Like all the stuff we talking about now, where is LeBron standing on any of this? This is a person that's in position of power. This is a person that is very thoroughly in the educational field when it comes to black people. Like he got schools. That's what I'm saying. But once it's all said and done, that's when they'll start speaking out. Because like you said, like they in it for themselves. They don't really care about the bottom in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's why like I don't really like black celebrities or black entrepreneurs. It's like, bro, y'all got the ability to do this, but y'all house niggas. So I don't know. I just don't like it because
they'll say so much. Where's Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and all them?
Oh, what happened? What happened? Was that? Oh, okay. Because I was like, did I say something wrong?
No. Where's Jesse Jackson and all them? Come on, is this thing on?
No, it's for real.
Who killed Malcolm X?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like, where are they?
But now y'all wanna. Oh yeah, you know what? He was right. Let me tell you something. That they forget about Dr. King. Right before he died, you know what he started doing? He started peeping. You know what he literally said? I led my people into a burning building. You know what he started saying? He did say We're not gonna buy Coca-Cola. We're not buying Wonder Bread. We're gonna keep our money in our own economic space.
Marcus Garvey.
Once we
yes.
The CIA was started because of Marcus Garvey.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
So when I say where is all these people, where's Jesse Jackson when it comes to this? Where's Al Sharpton?
Losing weight.
Who cussed they check? Who cussed they check? You know what happens? Oh, the black people are getting riled up. Hey Jesse, go talk to these people for me. Go talk to these niggas for me.
Y'all are cooking right now.
I agree, but only to an extent though, because your voice as a celebrity is still just that, the voice of a celebrity. And my thing is, for our culture, that is the voice we're looking to, and it shouldn't be. We should have other voices that matter outside of our celebrity.
Once again, what Malcolm X said,
good point.
We look to trumpet players and comedians to be our leaders. Exactly. If we look at the other races, their trumpet players and their comedians aren't leaders.
They're not.
And
if they are, honestly, Donald Trump is the first person to really make that a thing within the presidential candidacy. Like he's the first person to really have a lot of rappers, a lot of artists endorsing him, and obviously there's most likely some chicken behind it, but you see the way that Kid Rock goes about it, the way that some of the people that go about it, you can tell like it's some hatred behind this, bro. It's some evil feelings behind this a little bit. You know, like even if you're not no full-blown racist, you're a little prejudiced and you kind of don't mind your freak flag showing. You really don't care that we know that right now. So, you know, it's a little strange for me, but outside of that though, yeah, I just wish we did have the Reverend Al Sharptons and the Jesse Jacksons, and I wish they were still as respectable as figures, because let's be honest, the young black people don't care about them at all.
No.
When we were growing up, they mattered.
Yeah.
And we were young, probably sitting in barbershops hearing the older barbers and the other people talk about how they really wasn't shit, and we didn't understand that the same way that they understand it. Yeah. But now that we're older and can see like, oh, this probably been what it was about the whole time, you know? And we just can't see that. We just know that that's what they call on when it's time for someone to speak on our behalf. And yeah, like you said, a lot of times the top doesn't care about the bottom. So pause, but my bad.
Go ahead.
The top don't care about the bottom, but my bad. I'm gonna let y'all this. My bad. Nah, but overall, to wrap it up though, Yeah, no, I just think that having celebrities to be the only people that can speak up on our behalf because we don't have
That's a good point.
Our prestigious people don't have voices. Like there are black doctors, there are those people, but they make their money and they go home. They don't want to be famous either. Like they don't want this. So it's a tough battle to fight. When you need someone to speak up on your behalf on a grand scale, and it has to be LeBron James. I don't want LeBron James to speak up for me. I don't want Jay-Z to speak up for me. That's not the person who I want to come. Maybe Jay-Z. I don't want LeBron to speak up for me.
Nah, Jay-Z no different to me. He
hasn't been a rapper in a long time. Maybe he still raps. He hasn't been a rapper for a long time. He's been a businessman for a very, very, very long time. But yeah, I don't want. That would be my statement on that. I just think that it's hard.
I ain't never heard nobody say that. Like, it makes sense now. Like, why are celebrities our statues of where to go to for guidance and leadership? And meanwhile, you got other cultures like Jewish folk. They not big on that stuff. It's like,
Brother Malcolm said this in the 60s.
It all comes down to paper, y'all boys. I'm telling y'all.
Nah, them people get the chicken and go home, and then the stuff they do with the chicken, we can't even fathom. In another country, in a lake where the water's so clear, you can't even tell they in it.
That's facts, though.
And we can't even fathom that because that just sounds so crazy that I'm just gonna go to the pool down the street. You feel me? Like, why would I even try to make $100 million? Right. What is that about? To a nigga need a band. You feel me? I'm trying to make a little 2 bands. I don't even know the starting process to get to 100 million. And a lot of people stumble on it. A lot of people hit a money glitch. You know, the 20v1s, I just call it's a money glitch. They see it work, everybody did it again and again and again until it don't. It's a money glitch. So a lot of people hit that, they get where they going, but the white people, they own the money glitches. Like when a black person find a money glitch, the white people go buy the money glitch. Now I got the money glitch.
Correct.
So now you can get 50 million.
But you got to
make $1 billion though.
Right. You got to
make $1 billion.
Capitalism. That's what they did with pretty much everything. Like, yeah, it's just like
everything.
Talk about it.
Well, they stole it from us a long time ago. They stole a lot of that from us a long time ago, but
we made the gas masks, we made the stoplights, we made the refrigerator,
we made the chips. We made everything.
We made everything, brother.
But it's kind of like the Christopher Columbus thing. They say he discovered how you discover a place where Native Americans was already there.
Don't make me crash.
His story.
I'm trying to relax. Don't make me crash.
His story.
I like that.
I mean, the survivor tells a story, so that's the only way that goes. If you dead, you can't tell nothing.
I'm gonna tie this up with a balloon knot, bring everything full circle. Remember how we was saying what Brother Malcolm said in the 60s?
Yeah.
And you mentioned something about neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So neighborhood rolling 60s, their quote unquote leader or, a big figure in that area, Big U, who got caught up in this raid, in this RICO case.
Right.
You know what he was doing? He was saying, you're black and you're famous.
Gotta check in.
When you come to my city, you gotta check in. You know what check in means?
Give me money.
And then
you gotta pay your respects too. But this is my thing with that. How will I say this, man? Let me say it in the most sensible way possible.
Okay.
That stuff occurs. I think what's his name? Charleston White said this.
Yeah,
he was like, "Why are we the only ones checking in?"
Yep. Justin Bieber ain't checking in. I'll tell you that much.
I seen that, and then at first I thought I was dumb, but then I was like, That's that competition thing that only black folks have. Like I keep bringing up the Jewish folk. The Jewish folk, they don't compete with each other.
They build with each other.
You see black each other only.
Right.
Their community's so strong. That's why they got so much money. And you can't break that because we're Jewish. You can't come in with us. Like you can see Jewish kids, the bat mitzvah, they'll go have somebody come perform. It's $250,000 how this person come for his bat mitzvah for this little kid, and he's gonna inherit this, and he's gonna do it again. He's gonna have kids. They're gonna inherit this. They're gonna keep it in the family. They don't never let nobody in all the way. And that's how we were supposed to be. And that's what, as you stated, Martin Luther King was pushing for that around the end of his life. And that was kind of Malcolm thing out the gate. Right. I watched a little documentary on Malcolm the other day. Yeah. And he was a gangster at first, for real.
Oh, yeah.
Detroit Red to Malcolm X to L. You know what I mean? Like,
he did your real knowledge. Hey, listen, because I didn't know as much as I should have about Malcolm X, so it prompted me out. It was like 4:35 in the morning.
You know why?
I started doing some of my due diligence.
You know why?
Oh, yeah, I think you did speak to it. You did speak to it.
You know why? You know why?
He said something in the chat. He said something like, he spit a Malcolm X fact or something, and I was like, I don't know enough. Like, I gotta tap in for it. I don't know enough.
Let me tell you why we don't speak about Malcolm X. All right, so we have to look at the grassroots. Marcus Garvey Malcolm X's father, he was a Garveyite. Speaking about do for self. That's why when Malcolm was in jail and he ran into their Honorable Elijah Muhammad teachings, it kind of resonated with him. Do for self. So going forward, his whole thing was let's do for self. Let's pull ourselves together and things of that nature. The only thing that we really remember or we can recite with Martin Luther King was I have a dream. That's the only thing we really can recite. I have a dream. Let's come together. Until he realized, hold up, I led my people into a burning building. Let's not unite with them. Let's unite with each other. We're not gonna buy Coca-Cola. We're not gonna buy Wonder Bread, things of that nature. And that's why he got killed. He didn't get killed because he wanted peace and he wanted. He got killed because he told us, hold up. The real stuff we need to do is we need to buy. We need to buy and we need to own, so we can pass it down to our future generations and things of that nature. The reason why a lot of our black youth aren't privy to certain people is because it teaches us to empower ourselves.
And that goes back to that competition thing.
What?
Let me train your brother to see you as his enemy. Let me sit back and let me systemize these slaves right quick. Let me make him think that it's better on this side.
It gets so deep, bro, because how do we get over here? Okay, the village. Let's go to the village head. Who's the most athletic here? I'll give you 50 bands if you told me who's the most athletic here. Oh, it's this guy. Where the money? And now you got this dude going on the ship, going all the way over here, going through here. It gets real deep.
We sold our black brothers and sisters for white sugar.
Right.
We was the ones sold. We over here. So we must have been the athletic ones.
Just saying.
We are the black folks.
Go ahead, man.
We are the foundation of everything.
We're a substratum.
We are the ones that brought in the spirituality. We are the ones that brought in the love. We are the ones that, like we said, created everything. It started with all of us, right? White folks, or even back then, whoever the slaves were, because like they was like, I want what they have type thing. And then like, if you think about it, when it came to, if you notice back then, when it came to let's say the slaves, or not the slaves, the masters needed medicine. Who they went to? Exactly. The mom, the black mom. Why? Because she knew how to create herbs. She knew how to
remedies,
all that stuff,
recipes.
Right? Exactly. So it make you think, it's like, back to what you said, it was like, bro, we basically are the foundation of everything. Now the problem is, black folks today, or youngest today, don't acknowledge that, don't realize it's like, bro, wait, you are more valuable than you think you are. You know what I'm saying? You are the one who basically what they leaning on. Back then, bro, like when it came to stuff that people needed back then, what they used to go straight to them white folks, straight to them black folks. Like when their babies needed to be nurtured, where they went to? The black woman.
Talk about
where did Socrates go to study? And all them great philosophers. Africa. They went to Africa to study. And another thing too, they take everything. They even took our religion. Listen, Christianity isn't a white man religion.
Oh my God! It was never.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When the slaves were calling their slave owners massa, you know what massa means in Hebrew? It means burden. They were calling them burden to their face, and they didn't even know it.
Yes.
So all this, that's the white man religion. I kid you not. And if we're being technical, Jesus was killed by whom? He was a black man killed by the police.
Talk about it! Talk to this nigga! What?
He was a black man killed by the police.
And did he not crash out on him?
To basically sum it up. Yes, to basically sum it up.
Nah, he cooking crazy right now.
That tickled me. I ain't gonna.
I'm sorry, bro. It's the truth. It's the truth. Like I hate this oh now it's the white man and all that. No. Like we like to research other BS. Oh, let me see. Is your Jordans fake? We like to research that. But let me see, is what you believe in fake? What's your soul talking about? What's your soul talking about? Can we be equally yoked in something?
Yeah.
Like you were saying, we're so divided. Oh, let me see your watch. Okay, you got a gold watch. I got a black one with silver on. Oh, nah, he ain't on what I'm on. Come on, brother.
Yeah, we definitely do have an elite ideology of what success looks like for ourselves. So, just as the culture that's put out, like whenever someone reaches those peaks, the same way we said we don't have those people to speak on our behalf, they really don't want nothing to do about them at all. Like if you a black doctor, I don't want to talk to these hood niggas at all for real. And it's an understanding that I can't fault him for now. It's been so much that's gone into what makes up our culture and society that will make, if I got rich and I was doing something completely legal out of the way and I never have to see black people, or I never have to see the hood,
you would definitely
I wouldn't see the hood,
Yeah.
It's just, so it's hard to ask those people to go to speak or do anything outside of a school. And even the schools are unsafe now, so now that's questionable. These young niggas tripping hard right now. So it's hard to, how I'm gonna go talk to somebody who got a switch on them right now? It's very hard to have that conversation because your mind somewhere where you in an adolescent state right now. So your mind so far gone right now, by the time you're 25, I don't believe you're gonna be here.
If.
That's
a big if.
By the time you even get the chance to turn 25, I'm gonna waste my voice trying to talk to you, to reach to you, and you gonna see me as a lick. Like, you gonna try to rob me, you gonna try to hit my house, and then don't let my wife like hood niggas, you gonna try to fuck my bitch. Like, you gonna go all out. Like, niggas don't give a fuck about each other at all. Like, bro, it's a fact though. It's a nigga it's a woman married to an NBA player right now getting smacked by a nigga in the trap. I promise. They gonna go. It's like that. So, yeah, I hate everything.
No. I mean,
perfect summary. Summary.
I mean, what I would say about the youngins, they don't really have their outlets. And what you said in one of your lyrics, you said something about ending up in jail will be the result if I don't write these songs. Can you speak on more to that?
Yeah, so I am a former crash out. Like, I am a hothead. People don't know that, but I don't want people to know that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was a time where I was literally about to like kill my ex type thing over what she did. So if I didn't vent about that in a song, I wouldn't be here right now type thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's facts. Like, it's so much stuff. It's so much stuff that I would have done that you would be like, he'll never do no junk like that in his songs. But it's true. You know what I'm saying? So I like that when you said that these young boys out here don't have an outlet. Like, even if music ain't your outlet, find an outlet, because it's not healthy for you to have all of that back then. And you just walking around as if everything cool. The moment somebody say something or do something, you basically, like, you get a paper cut. All of that gonna spill out. So I'm saying that lyric means it's okay to be a hothead, but have an outlet to do that. You know what I'm saying? Find a creative outlet, because boy, if you do not, then you just stuck. You kind of like a blimp. So that's what that means. It's like, if I didn't discover that I was into music, I wouldn't be here, and I can't be, and I mean that in the most harsh way. The most harsh way.
I feel you on that.
Definitely saved me too, bro. For sure.
I'm telling you, like, it's people that do it for a hobby. It's people that just make money for it. And then it's other people that this is who they are type thing. Their personality, life. Yep. God's gift is in this. Like, this is the way they communicate to the world. Mm-hmm. Like, I get it that you see this as a hobby. I get it. You want to make music as a hobby. But then you got other people that if they don't do this, they'll literally collapse type thing. They'll literally go in depression. They'll literally pick up smoking and drinking as a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I am. Like, if I don't make music at all, forget my other business ventures, forget all the other stuff I'm doing. I could care less about that. Long as this music is still intact, long as a mic is in front of me, long as my software is in front of me, if it was not for that, I'd have been a total mess up.
No, actually, I can speak to that like from a personal experience. I grew up not having those outlets, and wanting to do things but not really having the ability to do them. You know, mom's wedding up, so you know, to play football in high school, it used to cost a lot of paper. You know, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. I don't know these people, so they're not going to just put me on or let me in a program, nothing like that. So I grew up wanting to find out what to do, and just like you said, started smoking weed early, started drinking, and you kind of fill voids with those things.
Yes.
And for me, the only way I was able to stop was to start getting more money. So my brain only works like I have to find out how to have more, and I have to find something to do with this time. Otherwise, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to smoke. I'm going to drink all damn day. And I have a good time. But no, there's a time and a place for everything. And at a certain point, you have to realize, like, all right, like if you are living like that, and if that is your reality, at a certain point, you have to get to, all right, like I lived through this. I've smoked probably 20,000 joints. I've probably drank countless bottles of all different types of liquor, and it's cool. But what is of it? Like what came of it? Like nothing. I had a good time. I took some pictures. That was it. It don't have to be like that all the time. So
that's exactly. So like, it's one thing. Like I was saying, like it's one thing to have fun with that, but it's another thing for dependency. Yeah. So that's when you need to figure out what you like to do or what drives you. Because now it's like, if you don't have that, then like some people make sex their plug. That was me at one point. Like it was one time I wasn't having sex just to enjoy it. I was having sex because I didn't know my outlet. So I thought that was my outlet. Whole time I'm over here exchanging soul ties just off the strength of void. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what God had me on this planet to demonstrate. So now what I'm about to do is find other ways. Like what's that saying? A man who doesn't have purpose distracts himself with pleasure. Yeah. That's what it is. Basically,
that is a hard
bro. That's what it is.
I ain't gonna hold you. Nah, yeah. When you live in that life without a purpose, you definitely do a lot of recreational humping. I do feel like
hey, that's a formal way to say that. That's a formal way to say that. Very formal.
Recreational humping.
Very formal. Yeah, it's just exercise at that point. You ain't really into it. Like, yeah, it happened that way, because that's what I said. Like, bro, you smoking and drinking every day, all day, you gonna get you some of those too, or you should. If you're not, that is a terrible life to. I mean, all the way around, they're both terrible. But hey, if you ain't got no outlet, go get you some hoes, little nigga. It's like, no, for real. Don't do something. Don't smoke and drink, and like, don't kill your friends. But like, if you gotta get females to not do those things, please just do that. But yeah, I think that
right. If you must, right?
If that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. But I think that like you said, man, it's hello. I sound good.
You sound
perfect.
You
sound good.
You sound good. You was cooking.
You all right?
It's probably your headset.
Yeah, it gotta be your headset because you sound perfect.
All right. Anyways, where were we?
We can hear you.
Yeah, you clear.
He was on recreational humping.
Recreational humping, absolutely. That needs to be.
That's my problem.
That's
my problem.
I ain't never heard that.
Yeah, that's definitely the first time.
Recreational humping is always fun. I don't even remember where I was going anymore.
You said something in an interview that he dropped in the group chat. You were speaking to, I believe it was another man, and you said, I'm not into labels as it pertains to my music.
Yes. Yes.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
When you label yourself to a specific thing, that's all. And well, let me say this: if you label yourself to a specific thing and you flourish in that, that's all people gonna want to expect from you. So I don't like labels, and that's with anything. Like, if I like I was saying in the interview, if I rap about sex, right? Does that make me a sex rapper?
No.
If I rap about drugs, does that make me a drug rapper?
Nope.
Like, if I rap about money, am I a money rapper? No. You know what I'm saying? So don't label me to what the topics that I'm talking about. If I'm talking about God, am I a Christian rapper? No. If that's the case, then a whole bunch of secular artists are Christian rappers, because Kodak Black talk about God all the time.
Yeah, he does.
So, but is he a gospel rapper? No, he
no.
is not. But why did we create these labels? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, there's no such thing as labels. Let that artist flourish in wherever way he want to do that. Kanye is not a gospel artist.
No.
He made Jesus Walks.
Jesus, what's his name? Jay-Z is not a gospel artist.
No.
What's his name? Big Pun, they not gospel artists. But when it comes to a point in time where God did intervene in their life, they talked about it. So I'm the same way. I'm a lyricist. If I make a song about Jesus or God, don't make that my image. Because if I start rapping against that, now the album sales and a whole bunch of articles gonna be written on me because I'm contradicting on what I'm saying. That's one thing. That's why I don't like labels. So I have no labels.
You also said might be called a Pharisee from these church folk
because I speak with no fear in me.
Okay. Can you elaborate more on that bar as well?
That one was for unbelievers. Like it goes deeper than what I just said. That's for unbelievers. That's for because Jesus wasn't no religious person.
Nah.
It was actually the religious people that went against him. It was the church folk that went against Jesus. It was the church folk. So what I'm saying is I put myself in that position of Jesus because that's what, like, I don't know if y'all, like, that's my belief. It's like you supposed to demonstrate Jesus on this earth. Yeah. Be him in the midst of unbelievers and religious people and all that stuff. That's the platform I took with that lyric. It's like I'm not afraid of y'all regulations and y'all standards on what y'all think. So y'all don't like that. That's what I'm saying. I speak with no fear in me. So if you like, I came across a bunch of different religious people. I had debates with them, and some of them didn't like it because I was quote unquote going against their God because I was saying my beliefs. That's what I mean. It's like you could call me whatever you want. The Pharisee was just a fill in the blank. It's whatever you want to call me. That's what it is. They calling me that because I'm not afraid to speak on my beliefs type thing. Like whatever it leads me to, that's where it's gonna lead me to. But I'm not swaying.
Yeah.
And got no fear in what I'm saying. If I say this is this, if I say I believe in this versus a whole bunch of people that believes otherwise, I'm like, yeah, whatever. This is my belief type thing. So it's more so of a boldness.
Okay.
More so of a boldness. So yeah.
I see what you're saying with that. I do want to ask because you do speak about God a lot in your music. Did you grow up in the church? Did you just have your own encounter with God, or how did that go about?
I grew up in the church, but I didn't care about church.
Same.
I think that's the story for everyone. It's like you grew up in the church for years, but you ain't never really had experienced anything. Like you just went because that's what we was trained to do, right? We was trained to do. But he got real for me after my ex, like my very first ex. He got real for me after that.
The same one with the situation that you just spoke about?
What? Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like stressing me the frick out. It was one night I went to Bible study and I sat on the curve and I remember telling God, I was like, God, she gotta go. I said, you see what's happening right now. You know, you the only one who withhold my hand because she was about to die that day type thing. And that same night when she called me, that same night, I picked up the phone and she said, hey, the moment I was about to say something, God reminded me of every single word that I said on that curve. Every word in that prayer, he reminded me of that, right? And from that moment, I was on the phone not saying anything for about 20 to 30 minutes. And she just, hello. Whole time, I'm just sitting there. And I'm like really getting a divine intervention right there. She hung up, and after that, God became absolutely real. I was like, it was like I had a vision of me sitting on the curve and me reciting everything I said to him from that 20-30 minute silence. And from that day I was like, I gotta know more. Ain't no way, because I ain't never ever had that experience before. I gotta know more. And then now, like, once I knew more about him, his hand became more recognizable. So now I became grateful, became blessed, became less arrogant. And that's like the results of me saying that came from that. Like the results of me saying stuff in my songs came from that. Like, and that just stuck with him.
Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. So with that being said, I do want to ask you, you did mention the Pharisees and the religious aspect versus just the belief in God. Are you, would I say, subscribe to a certain denomination, or how does that?
No, I am non-denominational.
Okay.
Non-denominational. I don't believe in cults. I don't believe in different religions, because to me, religion destroys people.
Yeah.
It separates people.
It's another divide.
It also causes war. Like, if something causes wars, that makes you think it's like, if anything that causes wars, it's like, is it good? So I don't identify myself with any religion, but because Jesus didn't.
Right.
He never, if you go in the Bible, he never said Christianity. He never said
He
Christian.
wasn't a Christian.
He wasn't a Christian. He was not a Christian. He wasn't a 7-day. He wasn't a Muslim. He wasn't that. Now, I respect all religions, most definitely. But when you take the stand that Jesus did, he came to abolish religion.
Yes.
Because based on religion, it was just a bunch of regulations,
Rules.
bunch of rules,
Man-made things.
and if you didn't meet those standards, you were considered unholy, or you even get stoned to death.
Stone.
Okay, so I more so am a kingdom citizen. Kingdom citizen. I'm not a religious person. I'm not a Christian. I'm a kingdom citizen, because Jesus was a kingdom citizen.
Yeah.
We are living today in a democracy.
Yeah.
This is a democracy that we live in. Heaven is a kingdom. There's only one king. In the democracy, we got a whole bunch of what you call those senators. We got a whole bunch of presidents and all that stuff. In the kingdom, we give take it off the heaven thing. Look at a regular kingdom. They only have one ruler.
Yes.
And a whole bunch of guidelines to follow that ruler. So that's the same thing. Jesus was a kingdom citizen.
Yes.
He came, like, people think that he came, his initial plan was to die on the cross. That's not what he said. But that's what we learned. That's what we taught in churches, right? That's what we was taught in religion, that he came to just die. No, he said that I came to reteach the kingdom culture onto this earth. Like he said it in the prayer. He was like, "Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven." He came to remind us of our kingdom mindset. He didn't come down here to create another religion.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I wish people could see it that way, but it's like, once you see it that way, you'll start to realize churches ain't just what you call that? Churches ain't just services that you just go to and go home and no, it's the Bible ain't, how will I say this? The Bible is not a list of guidelines. A Bible, those are principles that if you apply those, things happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if people could just take their mindset off the Bible being just a list of rules, and understand that it's principles that if you apply to them, no matter what your religion is, if you apply those scriptures, things will happen to you.
People don't read the Bible. That's why they go about things the way they do. They don't read the Bible. They don't read it. Because look, I'm talking about read the Bible themselves. Have their own personal time. And I would recommend you pray before you read the Bible as well. Because prayer is us praying to God. Us reading the Bible is him speaking to us. At least that's how I view it. So when we sit down and we read the Bible, peep this, right? I'm gonna say this and it's gonna sound crazy. I didn't know that Jacob and Isaac and all of them were family members until I read it myself. Until I read it myself, I didn't know all that. Until I sat down and I read from Genesis and I was like, okay, this is making sense. And then it clicked. It just clicked. Like, okay, this makes sense now. Even reading some of Matthew, like you were saying, the Pharisee, they was on his bumper. They was on his bumper. Like, I'm even the day of the Sabbath when they were pull my coattails if I'm wrong, but they were in the fields and they were hungry.
Yes.
And they started picking the wheat. and that's considered work. You're not supposed to work on the day of rest and things of that nature. And Jesus was like, yo, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. He healed on the Sabbath, and they was on his bumper about healing, doing something right.
And that's why, if you notice, if y'all pay attention, y'all notice a lot of Christians, when you see, I don't know, Kanye. Let's say Christians hate Kanye. Christians can't stand Kanye. They can't stand him. Why? Because they saying he's being like God or he doing all of this stuff. Okay, this is my thing on with the Kanye thing. Kanye is doing exactly what God said. He said, be fruitful, multiply, and create. Have dominion over this. Why is it the Christians mad at that? That make you think. It's like, why y'all being mad at something that God told us to do in the very beginning, before the first sermon was ever created, before the first religion was ever made? God said, have dominion, bro. Create. Be just like me.
They submit to their religion and not God.
That's what I'm saying. It's a scripture that said that Jesus, like in Revelation, he was like, I'm knocking on the door. He wasn't talking about, he was talking about Christians. He was talking about religious folk. Jesus is outside your sermon, outside your services, so you can have church without Jesus. Think about that.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. It's crazy. Like me personally, I grew up in the church as well. I grew up 7-day. If you know anything about 7-day, I don't have to say much, but even today, like I would normally be at church and things of that nature. I just got rebaptized in September. After, it's my third time being baptized too. The first time I got baptized, I was 8. I just got baptized because growing up a 7-day Adventism, I didn't want to go to hell.
Yep. And that's why a lot of people don't kind of stay away from the God thing, because it's like, I don't want to go to hell type thing.
I don't want to think about it, you know?
I don't want to think about it.
Bro, growing up in church, same way. Not 7-day, but every Sunday, Wednesdays too, going with my grandma sometimes to the women's days and all that. You know, I have like a different relationship because my entire family was the church. Like my
grandfather was a pastor.
And my other grandfather was one of his deacons. So I was really, really wrapped up in the church. So I don't do church per se. I subscribe to that's necessary for me to get to heaven or whatever the case may be. I feel like a lot of it is just a show, and a lot of it, once you know what you know behind the scenes of that, it's a lot of dirty deeds done, especially in churches. And when you talk about churches and religion and all that, me and God talk how me and God talk. I don't really need nobody in the middle of our conversations. When I'm alone and I sit and meditate and I speak to God, that's me. I can get down with that. I don't need 30 people. And if I do find, a woman, we'll go to church together. We'll find a church home and we'll go to church together, because I do feel better when I leave church. And I mean, that's what it's for, I believe. I feel like more than anything, like if you go to church, you hear the word, it's supposed to uplift you, it's supposed to make you feel good. When you hear the music, it's supposed to uplift you, make you feel good. All that other stuff you can miss me with. I don't gotta do all that. I'm not finna shout in here. I don't gotta come be in your church family. I will if you want me to. We don't have to do all that. We don't have to be too personal. I'm not with that, bro. And maybe that's me. Like, that's a me thing. That's not a this is what you should do thing.
No. What you talking about is the semantics of church. You talking about the performance,
the program,
of church. The program. Yes.
Like that. And,
yes.
And matter of fact, I remember the day I stopped rocking. It was my aunt's funeral. We're in the funeral. They have like church at a funeral, basically. So the pastor goes, or they're introducing the pastor. They give him like 7 adjectives, like the amazing, phenomenal.
That's
like,
church
bro,
jargon.
Ain't even about him.
Church jargon.
Like, and I'm crying, real tears, and they stop, and I'm staring, and I'm mad, and I'm like, I don't see myself coming in these buildings no more, gang. Cause yeah, like you looking at me thinking that I'm sad, and nah, shawty, like I want to hit, like I'm, like I'm furious. So that was the moment where I was like, all right, the church aspect of Christianity may not be for me, or maybe not right now. Maybe it's something I've got to wrap around to. But I feel like you have to have your own personal relationship with God. You can't depend on church to, fill that void for you.
Yes.
You have to.
That's right. If you don't have, that's what church is for. Like you need to, that it cultivates the relationship. But if you just go to it just like you said, just for
that void,
void and performance, yes, you missing out on the entire aspect of the importance of church.
Church is not the building or the program. It's the community.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
We
going
in here having church right now.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
And we're uplifting his name. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that too, even with religions, a lot of these other religions, they mention Jesus.
They see him as just like you said, they mention him. They see him as another prophet. They see him as another voice the way, what you call it? A voice of the way in. Like they see him as that. So yeah.
And he literally said, I am the way. I am the life. Literally. That's literally what he said. But a lot of people don't read for themselves. If you look at a lot of people's Bibles, it look brand new. You've been going to church for 20 years and your Bible look brand new.
No highlights, no underlines, just
It
vibes.
was a time where I was like, I wouldn't call me back then. I wouldn't call me an agnostic or atheist, because even that's religion. You know what I'm saying? Even those are religious people. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it don't make sense. It's like you created a whole religion on something that you say you don't believe, but
Crazy.
that just proves you do believe, right? But I was one of those people that didn't care nothing about God. I didn't care nothing about Jesus. I was still doing my thing while still going to church.
Yeah. Same.
I was that's why I can relate to people that's not in the church. I can relate to people that shun the church, or that care nothing about church, or they don't care nothing about the Jesus thing, because I remember what I was there too. You know what I'm saying? And I believe those people you gotta have grace with, because it's like, bro, like, I get it, like, that you say fine, great, but let that man let him get his time. Like, let that man see it for himself. That's why I don't like the street preachings. I don't like that, because it's like you forcing your religion on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of stuff I just don't rock with pertaining Christianity, because it's like Jesus ain't did none of that stuff that we doing now. So
He was a friend. Jesus was a friend before anything else. He was a friend.
Say, Elvis.
Go ahead.
I feel like you're a little very well read with the Bible.
I'm not. Don't. Hey, I read, but I'm not where I want to be. But yeah. Go ahead.
Where's the 10% business?
What are you
Where's the 10?
The
where's
tithing?
The 10? Where's
The
where's
It's
tithing?
in Malachi.
It's in Malachi. Is it stay 10%? Or how did they come to that figure?
so it's in Proverbs. It's in Proverbs regarding the 10%, but Malachi 3:10 talks about the tithing and offering. To go more deep into 10%, I think it's in Timothy 2, and it's also in Proverbs, talking about strictly 10%. I just don't know where exactly in the verse.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
So
I just
It's
know
Timothy
the vicinity.
something, but I don't know the exact verse, but they do talk about the importance of a strictly 10%.
So question, and open up to everybody. Do you feel like that's something that should be paid to a church or organization, or should that be something that you're able to break down in your community or how you see fit?
But that's what church should be. It should be a community. It should be
That is correct.
like a social thing. It shouldn't just be a place where you go and receive the word of God. There should be a school there. It should be a bank there. It should be a campus.
Right.
You should give 10% to your
Yes.
community. And
Yes.
the church should be a community. That's what I think.
I do agree.
No,
with that 100%.
that's 100%. Like, when you see a church that is more than the church, it's like that's what it was back then.
Right.
It was.
Right. It wasn't just this square building with just the whole bunch of pews and the pulpit is up there. No, it was a community thing, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I just wanted to know, because I don't know where in the Bible it says to give 10% at all. I've been hearing it my whole life, but I always felt like, for me personally, I'm not going to take $10 out of every $100 I make and give it to somebody for talking to me. That's not what we're doing. There's people in my neighborhood. There's a bum on this corner who needs $1 for some water today. I don't know what he needs $1 for, but there's so many ways to give back. I don't see the value in. You got a Benz outside, the big one, not the little one. I'm not giving you my $10. You don't need my $10, gang.
I see what you're
So
saying.
no, I get it, but I get what you're saying, right? I get what you're saying in the sense of like a rich pastor or a rich family, like they got like you said, the Benz is outside. Why am I giving 10%, right? But that is when you separate yourself from the church and see what the word says, because God stands behind his word. So like, for example, if God says give 10%, right? Then you just give your 10%. Forget about what they gonna do with the 10. God gonna deal with them, right? And another thing is, this is one thing that I was also that same day. I was like, why am I giving 10% to a church? But then I realized, I was like, I'm spending however much money with these other entities. Like I'm spending $12 on McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's no more, but I'm spending $12 on McDonald's, knowing that could kill me, right? But I don't care about that. I'm gonna just spend my $10. It's the same thing. Like, it's when it come to church, people tend to be like, nah, I ain't giving my $10 because the pastor gonna use it. But it's like, you just gave your $10 to Amazon type thing, and they just ripped you off basically. But I bet you're gonna spend there again. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't caring about the money at that point. You caring about behind that. You like, okay, so what am I gonna get out of it type thing. So that's where the Bible comes. Forget what the pastor's saying. What the Bible says this: if you give your 10%, the windows of heaven to open out for you, and he'll pour out a blessing for you, right?
So much so you can't receive it.
Right. So at that point, when you get presented with, when the pastor say, give your 10%, don't think about his Benz outside. Think about, you know what, God, you said this is what your principal said. I'm gonna give that 10%, and you gonna stand by your word, and you gonna bless me like you said, right? Now, what they do, like I said, what they do with that 10%,
he gonna deal with them.
He definitely gonna deal with that. He gonna, like, God works in mysterious ways. You know what I'm saying? So I was, like I said, I was there too, and I was like, I'm not giving him. I just on my paycheck, I'm not giving him no 10% off my paycheck, right? But then once I started separating myself from man and started doing what the principle says, I've been like, so many times wherever I go, a blessing could come out of nowhere from the tithe. You know what I'm saying? Even like tomorrow, or even like right now, let's say I'm in need of something right now, right? God will press someone's heart to give me what I'm asking for. You know what I'm saying? So just next time, like if you do, just next time, just forget about what the pastor is. Forget what he looked like. Forget that shiny gold ring, all that stuff. Like Creflo Dollar. Creflo Dollar is a very wealthy pastor. He's so wealthy and so rich that his congregation was getting mad because they was like, why all this money going to that jet outside? Because he got a private jet.
Sleep.
He got a private jet from the tithes from the church.
That's crazy.
And all the church members was like, why? This don't make sense. But then it's like, you got to understand, you did your part. You gave your 10. Forget about what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? You did your part. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was there.
Oh no, I'm still here, but I welcome the message, and I do understand a little more. Like I said, I just had no idea where the passage was in the Bible at all. And also, I will say that definitely moved me, but not all the way yet. I'm gonna go to church tomorrow and I'll pray on it though.
No, most definitely, because I wasn't completely swayed either. You know what I'm saying? Like, you coming to me about this Jesus stuff, I don't care about none of this. But then when I experienced him, or got my own, like y'all said, got my own relationship with him, I'm like,
read up.
oh dang.
Gotta read up. It's a healing book, bro. Even if you don't believe in God, I still think you should read the Bible just from great stories in there.
My thing with all the... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
No, I was just saying that there's great stories in there and a lot of information that you can absorb, even if you're not a Christian or, believing in God. I just still think it's a solid book.
The different religions check up on the Bible all the time just to debate Christianity.
Right.
I personally think with all the religions, I think you spoke to it a little bit before, like religions were causing wars originally, but I feel like a lot of times you get so engulfed into what you believe in that you forget, like, the point is just to be a good person, bro. Like, it doesn't have to be as deep as you make it. Like, yes, there's rules, regulations. There's, what was the word that you used? You said the Bible it's not rules. What is it?
Principles.
Principles. I like that. So, yeah, there are principles in the Bible, but realistically, try to be decent, bro. Like, I feel like that's undervalued, especially once you get so deep into your Christianity. Like, I understand, like, it is good to have faith and it is good to read up, but if
if you mean,
but like if you an asshole, bro, like it don't matter, you know,
Right.
like so it's a lot of people who just nasty spirits, but you well read on the Bible, so you can spit to me 40, 50 different scriptures, but you a terrible person.
You
for
don't
real.
apply it.
Your heart stinks,
right?
You know?
And that's what the religious people was doing, and that's what Jesus came to be like, bro. Like y'all know all the scriptures. Y'all well educated. We good?
Yeah,
We're good.
So yeah, that's what you just said is like, bro, you super well educated in the word, but like you said, it comes down to like, yo, are you a good person? Type of thing.
Yeah, like and a lot of times,
Yeah.
I didn't understand like why people like when I was growing up in the church, when you start to like see like adults be weird to each other in the church, like that's like it's such a poor example for a child because like you said, like everybody has said, this is supposed to be a community. Like we're supposed to be one. But when you're growing up, and I've noticed this in our black churches for the most part, I've never been to another black person's church. I don't know. Actually, I went to one white church. They sing slow songs. I ain't gonna lie. I do like praise and worship. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, yeah, let's get some bouncing here. Where's the drums? Where's the drummer? Where's the organ? But when you go to the black church, you see like a lot of underhanded like shady things going on, like, and it kind of muddies the water on what it is to be an actual Christian. You feel me? Like, if you grow up and your idea is like they come to church every Sunday, so they got to be a good Christian. Like, nah, they just here all the time. You feel me? They just pull up. It's an event. They know they finna be seen. They got on their nice heels and a nice dress, but she a terrible bitch. You know, like or he a terrible nigga. Like, I don't want to sound misogynistic. Everybody terrible.
Yeah.
They all bad. So, but yeah, no, like so. There are certain things that I struggle with when it comes to like the idea of, you know, continuing or consistently going to church, because a lot of it just doesn't sit right with me. So that was really what I was getting at though. A lot of it just doesn't sit right with me. I feel like it's not the best place to manifest that relationship that you're trying to get. Like, I don't know. I feel like or maybe I'm saying I'm projecting, but for me personally, with all that going on around, it gives no clarity. When I sat down and realized, all right, I'm probably the problem here. Let me figure out how to fix me, you know, step by step, whatever I need to do. And then I started to pray more. And from there, I've maintained that, you know, I pray often. I ask God for direction more than anything. I don't need nothing that's vain.
Materialistic,
Yeah, I'm good on that. Like, just show me where to go, or at least tell me where to take my next step at. That's what I need. If you tell me to go right, I'll figure out the next 5 steps. Just help me get where I'm going next so I can prevail and be the best image of me I can for you. I'm still afflicted and messed up. I still cuss a lot and all that.
Bro,
you know,
none of us are perfect, bro.
You know, but
right.
The journey is the goal, you know, to, you know, be in a direction somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to probably have some more talks with Brother Elvis, really, you know.
Listen, ministry
about church.
Once I realized that everybody feels like they're a good person, we actually,
yeah.
not just everyone.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I'm a good person now, but I know I wasn't always a good person. I know I was living a life and I knew I wasn't a good person. I knew that. Yeah.
A lot of people don't got that though, or accountability.
True enough. Yeah, I used to be
Accountability.
shitty, boy.
Crazy.
I want to apologize to all the women I dated before I was 26. They got dogged. Babies.
Hey man.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
Bro.
Hey, man.
I wasn't nothing, boy. Godly.
Hey, man. You know.
I apologized to him. It's okay. I said sorry.
Hey man, but you know, it's just the thing. Like, once you know better, you have to apply. You have to apply and do better.
Absolutely.
Also, another thing too, how you were saying like a lot of skepticism
Yeah.
in religion is another thing. You know, more than religion is untaxed. I'm gonna say that religion is untaxed. Understand? You see the mega churches, the government out in their pockets. Religion is untaxed. And a lot of people look at churches as licks. That's why a lot of the pastors, they were ex-pimps, they were ex-drug dealers, they were street dudes who was like, hold up now, I can spit a little razzle dazzle and add thus says the Lord and get this money. That's why when you read your word, you'll be able to discern who's who. when that relationship is there and it's implied and it's actually applied to your life, you'll know who's who and okay, that sounds cool, but what glitters ain't gold for real. Yeah. You're gonna hide it up. You're gonna hold it up to the light and be like, yeah, it's not
fake.
real. It's not real.
Nah, I definitely heard. Like when I was very young, somebody told me, pimps and pastors got the same job. They working that mouthpiece, lead a flock. Give me that chicken. Same idea. Well, different
One selling
principles.
dope, one selling hope.
You dig? Different principles, obviously, but the same idea. Like you working that mouthpiece, because I mean, it matters. You have to be what's the word? You have to be charismatic, articulate if you want to be a pastor. So you can't just be anybody. You can't just be any thug. You got to be one of the smooth ones, ones who duck the laws. And if you did get caught, it was the feds. It wasn't the state. You know, those people. You know, wind up you read that Bible in there for 10 years, boy. You come out with something nice. All right, a lot of them pastors did that, man. A lot of them. So I learned that. I think my dad told me that, which is crazy.
Shout out
Pops actually today. I'm feeling good. Shout out Pops today, man. I'm rocking with Pops today.
What's something new that you got coming out before we get up out of here?
I got a album coming out at the end of April, and it's 15 songs on it. Like it's like a mixture of society, like a mixture of my like past life in a sense.
Okay.
And
you got a name? Yeah.
Nah, I ain't got a name yet. I don't really come up with the names until after. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me do the music first, and then I'll be like, based on the songs and the vibes of the beat, then I'll come up with a name.
With a name. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That.
Yeah, that's a dope idea. Hey, man, pleasure for having you, dog. Y'all go follow Courtesy the Beast. We got my boy Pastor Ricky, aka Bankroller Flair, New Elvis Murray. You already know he's in the cut. I'm Young Rilla. And by the way, you should get you some cap. I ain't yelling out this episode. This not this type of episode. But get you some cap. Episode 101. We out of here. Martin Dunn in the back.
Pick up, man.
Peace. Behind the scenes. Pause.
We out. We out though, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in.